Major Mohammad Ali Shah joins us on the broadcast. Sir, now, the Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has left for the Defence Minister conclave in Dushanbe. Last year, we saw how Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that peaceful resolution of conflicts, peaceful resolution of differences should be set by the China as well. And, these should be discussed. Now, this year, do you think that Afghanistan issue will be on the priority? And secondly, what do you expect with Defence Minister and the Chinese counterparts meeting if it happens?
See, Tajikistan, which is sharing the grouping, which has 8 member states like Russia, China, India, Pakistan, and 4 Central Asian countries: Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. But Tajikistan, it's not very clear whether our defense minister would be meeting his counterparts over there of the other nation or not. But yes, he is going to be attending this meeting. Like last year, what happened in Moscow, when the Indian foreign minister had also met the Chinese foreign minister at the SCO meeting, but that time, nothing really actually formative had come out. Nothing solid on ground had come out of it actually. So now when this meeting happened, it's a good sign certainly. We would be talking about, everyone is concerned about Afghanistan, correctly so. Now, certainly now we can't really say what exactly is going to happen in the meeting, but yes, I am certainly very, very sure that our defense minister always speaks sense, very befitting of a defense minister. He always carries himself like really well. So it is going to be fruitful, but it is not very clear whether he would be meeting his Chinese counterparts or the other nations' counterparts actually.
Yes, sir. Right now, it's not clear if he'll be meeting the Chinese counterpart. But, in the SCO meeting, like last year, we saw how, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh gave a very clear message to China in the SCO meeting in Moscow. This year, so far, 11 to 12 high-level commander talks have been, Corps commander level meeting have been held with China. But so far, the disengagement process has started, but there have been several differences. There's still a tiff between India and China, and rightfully, India and China's relationships are not at a good level. In fact, they have spiraled downwards at this point. What can we expect from this SCO meeting then? How crucial is it, to discuss to send out a message, in fact, to China in this SCO meeting as well?
See, the Tajikistan's president, Emomali Rahmon, he will certainly do his best to actually try getting a reconciliation done over there. But I don't know. I don't really know, because there are going to be other nations as well. And since there is no going to be individual meeting, it will only be a meeting when everyone is together. So I don't know. I'll give a small example. If we are meeting somewhere to discuss a particular issue, and if 2 people, it's an example, I'm equating it with that. If 2 people have a personal problem, not concerning the actual matter. Now, and if they do not want to meet in that meeting, can things be carried forward from there? I don't think so. So it is when they will be meeting they'll be discussing the main crux of the matter. But I really hope and wish that some solution does come out ultimately from somewhere.
Right, sir. And, sir, talking about the Afghanistan situation, with the defense ministers meeting at the SCO summit, at this defense ministers conclave in the SCO in Tajikistan, how important is it to discuss, what future course of action can we expect in terms of Afghanistan crisis that is currently going on? Because if we see, Russia has been quite silent about the Afghanistan crisis. They might be working backdoors, we don't know, but in front they are very silent as of now. United States, they are planning to exit Afghanistan by August. We don't expect much from West at this point, because they have, their pride in Afghanistan. They have been there in Afghanistan. Now they just want to exit Afghanistan, with leaving this country, conflict-ridden country in turmoil. Asian countries can only take charge at this point, because they are the ones who will be most affected because of Taliban's resurgence and Afghanistan crisis that is currently going on. What can we expect? What could be the future course of action that can be discussed in SCO?
Well, see, in the last 2 months, we have seen two important SCO meetings already, which has been under Tajikistan leadership. Now, this includes the SCO Senior Security Advisory Counseling meeting, the Foreign Ministers meeting, the SCO meeting earlier this month, when Dr. Jaishankar, he had met the Chinese Finance Minister, Mr. Wang Yi, and they had held a sideline talk apart apart from that, they came out and they spoke. But nothing actually, something came out, yes, but not really as much as one could expect from it. Now, when they have this meeting, because the Pakistan's defense minister, Mr. Parvez Khattak, he's already there. He's already reached Dushanbe. And certainly when our Indian counterpart is going today. So let's see what actually happens. But I am hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. Because many a times, these meetings, especially when, as far as China is concerned, nothing comes out of it. China takes its philosophy of taking 2 steps forward, 1 step forward to show everyone, and 2 steps behind. When we talk about Taliban is learning psychological warfare from China and from Pakistan. It's trying its best, but Pakistan will not be successful in that. So certainly, it is a positive sign, no doubt about it, because communication and talks is the only way forward, and we are doing our best. So just keeping our fingers crossed for that matter, Diksha.
Right, sir. Please stay with us. Let's insights. Wing Commander Praful Bakshi and Major Mohammad Ali Shah are still with us on the broadcast. Right, sir. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, your thoughts, sir. We're running out of time, so yeah.
Superb. I will just quickly say this. First, let's understand the dynamics of the Shanghai Cooperative meeting, right? The SCO as a grouping occupies 60% of the Eurasian continent, which is over 34 million square kilometers, on which 3 billion people exist, right? That is almost half of the world's population, which means the world on one side, and the other side is this lot that I'm talking about. Now, Mongolia, Belarus, Afghanistan, and Iran are observers in the grouping, while countries like Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Cambodia, Nepal, and Sri Lanka are received as the dialogue partner status. Now, when we have a meeting of such a large level, and when India tells China that unilateral agreements over here, what China does, and they do not stick by the statement, is not acceptable at such a large meeting. And in any case, on 16th and 17th September, there is going to be a major SCO meeting again, and let's see it can be tarikh pe tarikh, it can be meeting after meeting, and nothing is going to come out of it, as you mentioned, right, Diksha. But now let's hope and keep our fingers crossed, and let's see, because as Wing Commander Praful Bakshi rightly said, that Russia has no other choice but to favor China because of its differences from the West. So let's wait and see what exactly happens with this current dynamics, Diksha.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.